Well, good morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and I've just taken a slight detour, and it's amazing what happens when you take a slight detour. For a start, what we're looking at in the distance is Southend Pier, and there's a fishing boat sort of making its way down one of the water channels. And as we come round, we're looking at mud. This is estuary mud at Leigh-on-Sea. Now, I've just had a very, very interesting chat with a chap who comes down here with his metal detector, and he scratches around, and he studies local history. Told me a few things that I didn't know. So I'm going to take you for a little walk and share some history with you. As I say, I'm at Leigh-on-Sea. We would call this Old Leigh, and if you're looking at Google Maps, then you want to come to the Leigh Yacht Club site, the old railway station, not the new railway station. If you come along towards Southend from the new railway station to where the jetties and wharves are. Now, Dan asked me if there are any pubs here, and I'm going to show you a pub, and I'm going to do this sort of in a revelatory sort of way. We'll get a bit closer, we'll take some pictures of it, and then we'll think about the name of the pub, and then we'll talk a little bit more about why it's called what it's called. Well, this is one of the little wharves, jetties, call it what you will. Someone's ship tied up alongside, and this particular one is now, what is it, the Pier and Foreshore Division of Essex Police. We're going to go just a little bit further. Well, then we've got the Den, where Chalkwell Sea Scouts have their headquarters. You'll see the mighty Skoda parked in the car park. You know, who would drive a purple Skoda estate? Well, I do. And what I'm parked in is the car park of a pub called the Mayflower. Now, why is this pub called the Mayflower? It's called the Mayflower because all those years ago, when the Pilgrim Fathers set sail for the New World, New England, call it what you will, what do we call it now? The United States of America, is it Obama land? I don't know, what do we call it? But when the Pilgrim Fathers set sail, one of the places that the Mayflower called was here, Leigh-on-Sea. And where we are now is actually the wharf that she called into. Well, there's another pub. It's the other side of the railway tracks from me at the moment, but there is a bridge, so if we want to go in there we can, but not this time of day. And there's another pub called the Old Smack. Well, we're going to just walk round the Old Leigh buoy. Yeah, let's just walk round this and we'll look at something. Right, the stones around this anchor are the remains of the Strand steps, 16th century, possibly earlier. So these stones were rescued when there was some renovation work going on, and these stones formed part of the steps that you would have walked down if you were going to go and get on a ship. Now I'll ask you to stretch your imaginations just a little bit, because these stones were part of the steps that led to the wharf that the Mayflower tied up at. So if you'd been on the Mayflower for a week or a couple of days, and you got off to stretch your legs and to come into Lee, I don't know, maybe to buy some shellfish or flour or whatever it is you might buy if you're a Pilgrim Father, you would have walked on these stones. So, well, I think that's an interesting thing to look at on a Saturday morning. And for good measure, there's another pub. I don't know that the Pilgrim Fathers would have been going in there for a drink, but perhaps they sold coffee or something.